All right, good morning, everybody. My name is William Mann, the mayor of Temple City, and I'd like to welcome everyone to our second ever Facebook Live session here at City Hall. And today we have two very special guests. I will let them introduce themselves, but they are members of our youth committee. And as part of our goal here at the city is we've always wanted to allow our youth to be able to elevate their voice and give them a platform to really talk about their ideas and what they do. So today we have the chance to really get a window into what the youth committee is doing to make our city a better place. So first of all, I'll have Zoe introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Zoe Sue. I'm going to be a junior at Temple City High School, and I decided to join youth committee because I wanted to learn about how the city government works and also enhance my public speaking skills.
Hello everyone, my name is Chloe Chong and I'm going to be a senior at LaSalle High School, which is a private school in Pasadena. I joined youth committee because I don't go to the high school, so I wanted to become more involved in my community and get to know the city and how it works a little bit more.
Great, that's wonderful. And one of the most common questions I get when people find out about youth committee is they say, well, what exactly does the youth committee do? And we know that there's other cities around us that have youth committees and they have different levels of involvement. And to my knowledge, you as a group has actually done a lot of great things this past year. So perhaps you can maybe share with everybody some of the projects that you've done and what you've learned from those projects.
Sure. So one of the main objectives we focused this year was traffic safety. So basically we made surveys at Lights on Temple City about what people felt that there were problems concerning traffic. So then we took data from that and we also held up a discussion/seminar about traffic safety, and we collected more information about how people felt when they were driving, walking, or biking. We took all of that information and we presented to the Transportation and Public Commission, and then they directed us to work with TransTech engineers, and then we also did a traffic study at Treilani and Lemon Avenue. And then after that, TransTech engineers compiled all the data they collected and then presented again last month to the Transportation and Public Safety Commission. And then now we're waiting for the City Council to approve and carry out our change.
So one of the things that Zoe mentioned was the quality of life discussions, which is one of the first one we held in December, which was for traffic safety. We use the quality of life as a forum to reach out to the youth. So we invite people from our high school and from the high schools and the youth just to come and share their opinions. We usually have a panel of speakers with some youth committee members leading the discussion. So our first one was about traffic safety, and we use that to work on the traffic initiative that Zoe was talking about. So they fill out comment cards like they do at city council meetings. And then our second one was about leadership and youth engagement in the community. So we had student leaders like ASB members and like other club members share about their experiences in leadership positions at school. And our third most recent one was in May. We had it about like public safety, like active shooter safety and just being safe in your community. So we invited the public safety and team with Brian Arizumi and some of the sheriff and deputies, and they spoke to the people about being safe in the community.
Great. And I also know that you guys had also worked on sort of some water conservation efforts to the city, and we've seen the youth committee booth and a lot of the youth committee members out at a lot of our city events like the Camellia Festival and others. So could you maybe talk a little bit about the water conservation efforts and what you guys actually did and sort of the objectives of that?
So because California is kind of in a drought, we decided that water preservation was going to be our main objective this year, one of our main objectives this year. So basically I reached out to companies such as Cal-Am, and we got donations of children's coloring books, water bottles, plastic water bottles, and shower timers to give out to the audience when they played a game at our booth. So basically, we asked them questions about water conservation, and if they got it right, we gave them a prize, food or the things that the water companies donated. And our goal is just to bring awareness to water conservation.
That's awesome. So one of the things that you guys brought up about the especially the traffic study, I thought that was really awesome because you basically got to work with staff, and not just staff, but one of our engineering consultants, and you went through the entire process of what a city would actually have to do to make changes to traffic circulation or the way we sign and stripe crosswalks and sidewalks and things of that nature. So I'm actually looking forward to at least on the council side being able to review all of the detailed work that you guys really put in, and hopefully we in the future we get to implement those changes. Because can you on that note, could you maybe tell everyone a little bit about your experience on youth committee and what you're most proud of in terms of not just achievements, but maybe also a little bit of the challenges that you may have had when you first started on youth committee, because I think that would be really helpful to not just prospective members who are applying to be youth committee, but also to kind of gain some insight as to the things you've learned and along with those challenges over the last year.
I've learned that the youth can make a change if you just put your effort in it. It's so rewarding to see our ideas turn into reality because we are so passionate about it. But I feel like some of the challenges we face would be sometimes lack of communication, or sometimes our ideas just don't align. But we always find a compromise. We always work very well together. And I just think I've become a better person. Like, I've been able to enhance my public speaking skills and my communication skills. I'm not afraid to speak out about my opinions if I think it's important. And it just shows that the youth is able to do something great and make an impact in your community.
One of the big things that I had struggled with coming into youth committee was the fact that I did not go to the high school. So coming in, I was thrown into a group of random strangers that I had to work with, but I didn't know very well. But once I got through the year and like gaining traction, getting to know these people, I realized that it was a great group of people who were really motivated to get things done and see the changes that we want to see. So one of the most rewarding parts of that is, like the mayor suggested, was the traffic thing that we have worked on. Seeing that into action in the future will be really rewarding. And just kind of another thing is, as our year goes on and we have more and more events, seeing more people come out and get involved with what we have to do, seeing the youth get more engaged with that is really rewarding, to see that we're actually making a difference and people are recognizing that the youth committee is making changes and seeing more participation from the youth.
That's wonderful. I'm really glad you guys shared all that with everybody. And so the next question I'd like to ask both of you is, if there was one change that you'd like to see, it could be within the city, it could be within the community, it could be within youth committee, it could be anything. If there's one change that you like to see, what would that be? Since being on youth committee, I like to think of you guys as a vehicle for change, a different voice. So maybe share with everyone what's one thing you'd like to see different.
Well, one thing I really like to see, and I think Chloe would also like to see, is more participation from the youth. Like, we held our second quality of life discussion about leadership is because we wanted to encourage people to step up, speak out their concerns, and be a leader in their community and teach others that you can make a change. You just have to put your mindset to it. And we really hope that more students show up to school board meetings or council meetings or commission meetings to learn about, what's going on in their city.
Kind of on that note, just another way to engage with the youth, the mayor has suggested using more social media initiatives, which is kind of what we're doing right now. That's like a good way to outreach to the youth, just because we do want to see more youth participation. The youth do have an important voice in the city, and the city is willing to listen if you're going to share your voice. So I think that's really important. That's what youth committee is trying to do, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that.
All right, and actually, I want to kind of build on a little bit of what you guys have mentioned as we kind of wrap up today's session here. I mean, a lot of what we do here in Temple City is focused on our youth, is focused on the future, because they are our future. I mean, the future is sitting in front of us right here, right now. Our Camellia Festival was built around the notion of encouraging our youth to be involved at an early age. And I remember over the years, one of the questions that I've been asked by some residents is, especially a lot of residents who've lived here a long time, they say, well, my kids don't always stay in Temple City. People find jobs, they start families, they move away. And they say, well, I wish a lot of my kids or the next generation would stay in Temple City. And I that really stuck in my head, because a couple of people asked me that. And I thought one of the things that we might be missing, a missing link, is to continue the engagement, not just starting from Camellia Festival, but continuing it throughout the entire process, throughout the entire education process, so to speak. And I think Youth Committee, in my opinion, has served as a vehicle to encourage and grow our youth through that process. So with the hopes that one day when you go to college, whether it's local or you go abroad or you're away from home, that someday you'd be able to kind of look back at your experience here in Temple City and be like, yeah, I really want to move back, and I want to make a difference in the community that I call my hometown, where my childhood was. So I really want to thank you both for being able to kind of put yourselves out there, because it could be a little intimidating sometimes to be on especially a Facebook Live session. Just so everybody knows, we don't really have a script that we're running off of, but we have a general idea of what we want to talk about and what we want to cover. And this shows you what a phenomenal difference, at least I've seen, from both Zoe and Chloe. I mean, maybe if we asked you to do this 1 year ago, you might have a a little different approach, or I think Youth Committee experience has really stood out today, especially when the way you guys approached the questions and answers. And I just want to say I'm really proud of both of you, as well as all the rest of the Youth Committee members. And a quick shout out to Council Member Tom Chavez, who may be watching right now. He's been a pivotal member of the City Council to kind of shepherd and guide the entire Youth Committee. And of course, a big shout out to Peggy Cole, our City Clerk, and Jillian Nunez, our Deputy City Clerk, for also being mentors to all the youth. And you can't see him on camera, but we got Kwa here, our intern for our communications department, who's manning our Facebook Live session, and our city manager, Mr. Brian Cook, is hiding behind one of these apparatuses. We do these, what appears to be a simple Facebook Live session, but I just want everyone to know that there is a lot of effort and coordination behind the scenes to really make some of this stuff happen. And please, we welcome a lot of your comments, feedback. Is this something that you would like to see more of? I don't think everyone wants to see me speak for 40 minutes like the first Facebook Live session, so we're trying to kind of come up with different ideas of how to engage our community. If there's specific topics you'd like to see, please let us know. We're going to try to do this once a month. We might even increase the frequency if there's more things to talk about. So I really hope you share the video and tell your friends and family and residents about it, because that's the key to engagement. Is we got to talk about it. We got to be willing and able to talk about the issues that we care about. So having said that, I wish everyone to have a great weekend and have a happy and safe 4th of July. The mayor is out.
Goodbye.
Thank you.